Now, on the sidelines of the G20 summit, U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping met for the first time since Biden took office. Although tensions over North Korea and Taiwan were evident during discussions, both leaders agreed on goodwill gestures to improve their ties. Eum Ji-young has the details.
In a 3-hour meeting aimed at improving ties, U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping had some tense moments over Taiwan and North Korea. The leaders of the two superpowers engaged in blunt talks on Monday in Bali, a day before the kickoff of the G20 summit, which marked their first in-person meeting since President Biden took office. President Biden said that he told his Chinese counterpart that Beijing has an obligation to talk its neighbor North Korea out of launching missiles and conducting nuclear tests and to take responsible actions. But he added it's difficult to say that China could control North Korea.
I made it clear to President Xi Jinping that I thought they had an obligation to attempt to make it clear to North Korea that they should not engage in long-range nuclear tests. And I made it clear as well that if they did, they, meaning North Korea, that we would have to take certain actions that would be more defensive on our behalf. And
he said that should there be any reprisal, it would not be directed against China, but it would send a clear message to North Korea that the U.S. would defend America as well as its allies. The two leaders also clashed over Taiwan, with President Xi defining Taiwan as the first red line that should not be crossed in U.S.-China relations. But President Biden said that the U.S. policy on Taiwan has not changed.
We're going to compete vigorously, but I'm not looking for conflict. I'm looking to manage this competition responsibly. And I want to make sure that every country abides by the international rules of the road. We discussed that. The One China policy, our One China policy has not changed. We oppose unilateral change in the status quo by either side, and we're committed to maintaining the peace and stability in the Taiwan Straits.
But President Biden added he does not believe China would invade Taiwan. Despite tensions, both sides agreed on the need to find the right direction for improving their bilateral relationship.
As always, I am ready to have a candid and in-depth exchange of views with Mr. Biden on issues of strategic importance in China-US relations and on major global and regional issues.
President Biden also stressed that there's no need for a new Cold War with China, saying that he looks forward to continuing an ongoing, open, and honest dialogue to manage differences. Eum Ji-young, Arirang News.